Peter, am I crazy or how's this stand up? Oh, that's good.
We're here with head coach Chris Armas. We'll start off with his general thoughts and open it up to questions. Chris?
Look, there's a lot of things tonight, a lot of highlights on the night, but first and foremost, I'd say the victory might be the most important, just because we all have a goal here. So 3 points close to the team goal. Home victory, another one, might be 4 straight. 5 out of the last 6 games we've won. It's not easy to win games in this league, and our guys have accumulated a few there. I love the fact that our fans on a short rest came back out. Full house tonight. Fireworks going off after the game tonight to celebrate once again, and our club, tremendous that they've done that to encourage more fans. Some fireworks on the field, 4 goals. It's good to see that. We're a team that we say we're going to attack, and to the last whistle we did, with and without the ball. And I love the fact that some of our young players are scoring. Darren Yappy's a highlight. And I love that we make certain moves to be aggressive with leads and not, and to see that some of the subs work out again is nice to see. But for Johnny Lewis, who's made his way back. Again, Yappy off the bench scores. Last game it was Oliver off the bench, and we have a hungry group. We have a really hungry group, and you can see it.
Braden Nurse with the Denver Post. Just the Darren Yappy goal. You were one of the first to get over to the dog pile. Just take me through that moment. What does it mean to you, Darren, and ultimately the club?
I spoke to you the other day on a different note about the dreams of the players are our dreams for coaches. We have to keep sight of that. What this whole thing is about. I remind myself and I remind Darren that he's young. He's 19. And he feels so much pressure to score goals. Like, that's my job type of thing. And I tell him he's going to score many goals, but they'll come. Just continue to work hard, stick to it. Get the process, have a process. And tonight you can see what it meant to Darren, what it meant to our fans to see Darren score, what it meant to the team. That means the teammates, the coaching staff, and now, yeah, what a moment.
Chris, Matt Pollard, Burgundy Wave. We have reason to believe Cole Bassett will not be joining Georgie on the plane to Paris. Your thoughts on his role in the number 10 position and maybe a response tonight given a disappointment for him from a national team standpoint?
Well, listen, I think his play speaks for himself. Another, more goals. I don't know, assists tonight as well. I'm not so sure. Goal and an assist. He's asked to. He's a youngish player that's asked to do big things, and for us to play out of position, step higher, help finish attacks. He scores maybe the most important goal tonight. Really, like that first one's important always, and more so, he plays well. He shows up. He plays well. Consistent performance of Cole. We're certainly not where we are without him. He's such a he is what this team is about. He runs, he fights, he's got quality, he can score goals, he attacks, he defends. Yeah. In terms of the Olympic team, it's an 18-man roster. It's tight. It's always going to be tight. You trust that they're making decisions what's best for their team, and all I can say is I know how much it meant to him, and he'll get there one day. I believe he'll get there. If that's what he wants, I believe he'll get there one day. Maybe as an overage player or something like this. But the last thing is I can say he's always one of the first names in my team sheet. So he's important to us over here.
Hi, Keith Richards, Team MBS Media. Going back to the substitutions that have been scoring, like I said, you had Yappy scoring, Lewis scoring, Lara scoring. When you have someone like Georgi Mihailovic out who's been a big part of the team, what does it say about the depth of the team that they're still able to score 4 goals without their star 10 being on the field?
Well, Keith, listen, we have a system. We have a way. We have a page. Let's all get on the same page. We have a page that I think there's clarity in roles, there's clarity in positions and space and what the demands are and how we try to score goals. So I think it's a good example of that we're a team first. We have clarity in roles. And that, yeah, with Georgie, you have certain qualities. With a Cole Bassett in there, it's different. In New York City, we play with 2 strikers, and we won 2-0. But the fact of the matter is we keep attacking. We get into spaces to exploit the opposition, and that we have a hungry team. So internal competitions, pushing guys. So you see guys come in off the bench, and I think they want to carry their weight and not let the next guy down. I think that's what's going on here.
In terms of the level of transition play, the level of participation in the goals tonight, do you think this was one of maybe the most complete games that you've played, maybe minus the 1 goal that you allowed?
I don't think so. I think we've played better. I think we played good tonight. If I love the fact that we scored goals, we attacked. We didn't give up huge chances, but let's be honest, in the first half, 6 or 7 corner kicks, it felt like, and it was from some unforced errors. Give St. Louis some credit. They forced some mistakes, but we played a little bit too much in transition in the first half for my comfort level. There were lots of good things happening tonight, but when you talk about a complete performance, start to finish, where I think there's been a little bit better. So that's it.
With Moise Bambillo still with Canada at Copa America, Mike Edwards makes his first start for the first team. What do you think about his performance and some pretty big shoes to fill?
Mikey Edwards, he is a humble, hardworking, head down, prideful guy, around here. Porg Smith has had a lot of belief in him. And we've been all waiting for him to get the chance to play. And, with that comes nerves and all this. I know the emotions. But I thought he played great tonight. Some of those tackles that he shows his aggressiveness on the sideline, putting out fires. We talk about, proactive versus passive. He is a proactive guy, So I thought he had a professional, mature, quality performance tonight. I'm really happy for him.
Chris, just to go back on Braden's question about the counterattack, we've seen Kevin be a really good link-up play in terms of starting that, but not necessarily him not provide the finishing touch and that he doesn't score a goal off of that counterattack or provide an assist. Not saying that what he does in the lead-up to that isn't useful, but we saw him be effective tonight and ultimately resulting in him scoring a goal and assist. And your thoughts on what that says maybe about his confidence and his ability to contribute, again, given some of the other changes in the attack with Georgie not being available?
Where I give Kevin and so much of these young players credit is that they have open minds. They're not these guys that come through the door and they don't think they think they know the answers type of thing. They come to work to get better. 1% better every day approach is what Kevin has. He trains hard. You guys have been at training in different moments. You can see he's always a goal threat because he loves to run behind because that's what he loves to do. And you can see statistically in the league, he's on the top end of getting into spots. And I go back to my very first, I met Keegan in the locker room, in the weight room. He was the first player I met unofficially, but since the job started, he was the first guy I met. Gave him a hug and tried to instill confidence in him. We don't have a culture here about fear of making mistakes. And with him, I've really tried to push this. Chris Little, the staff, unit coaches that really try to show him the details and the positioning and where the spaces are. So it's great. Listen, he helps slow things down on Cole's goal, right? Gets the assist and then he scores a goal. I think then. So great to see it. There's nothing a coach can. When the goals come and the final product comes, the players they get bigger. So it's a good example of that. It's growing of confidence.
Coach, you're always talking about the extra pass, and tonight's performance seemed like a good embodiment of that, the goals and even the chances that didn't actually go in. How do you instill that mindset in the team that, didn't create as many chances last year, but knows that this is how they're going to get it done?
Yeah, it's part of it is who we are, our identity as a team first, mentality, and the other part's tactical. So the first part is if you have a team of selfish guys that all want to score goals and think that they want, it's going to be hard, to in basketball, the Boston Celtics, you have these teams that they upgrade shots. Who gets the glory, who gets the credit, and we have a lot of guys that are buying into that idea. At the end of the game, it's some beautiful football. To extra pass, heel flicks to the next guy. I mean, as a coach, you sit back and you enjoy it, and I'm sure the fans appreciate that. But for me, it's about scoring goals. Got to upgrade our shots. Can we get closer to goal? Can we have more clear shots? Because the next guy have the better one, then give it to him. And this is not always easy because I'm feeling it, coach. I got it. It's on my right foot. But yeah, come on, do the extra pass. And that was a message tonight. We knew that could be a way to get some goals. And there's big buy-in here. I give these boys a lot of credit. Buy-in. We ask a lot, and they come every day and they give us a lot.
Pause there. Bassett. We'll start off with general thoughts and open up to questions.
Yeah, I think a fun game for spectators. Could have had a lot more, to be honest. The first half, I think we were like so surprised with how much space we had, and the chances that we could have had on the break. So credit to the subs, especially. I think those three that came in, Calv, Johnny, and Yaps. It's big time for them, especially John and Yappy getting their first of the year, and Yaps his first ever. So we were happy for them. I think you could see it in our celebration at the end there that we're stoked for those guys, and I think they got a lot more to give us for the rest of the season.
Matt Pollard, Burgundy Wave. Cole, I feel like I've been talking to you since 16 about, what your best position was, and you finally get to play in a number 10 role with a lot of good attacking stuff around you. How much joy did you have with that to play in your natural position, given maybe making a statement with what's coming with the Olympic news?
Yeah, it's I honestly, for me, 8 or 10, it doesn't matter. I think they're both, my best position, just whichever role allows me to get forward. But yeah, I kind of had a point to prove tonight. It was a tough pill to swallow this week of being the last guy left off. I was told that I was on the roster, and then last minute, I got a call from the coach, and they changed their mind on the last day. So I think for a kid that has watched the Olympics growing up, and this whole year kind of had the goal of being there, it was definitely tough news to take, but I think I've responded well. And you look at maybe Diego Luna as well. I think we both show the quality that we have, and we don't want to be bitter. I was talking to a good friend today, and we were talking. He said, "Be better, not bitter." And I think that's kind of a good quote to think about. I don't want to sit there and be like all pissed off at them and hope that they do bad. I've got good friends going. Georgie's going. We need to promote him. He deserves it. He's had a great season, and I hope a lot of those guys, they're my good friends. I hope they do well over there. I wish I was there, and I know I could be there, but at the same time, it's an important stretch here for us, and I think God put you in places for a reason, and maybe it's my time to be here, and with Georgie gone, help lead the attack. Yep.
Hi, Keith Richards, Team MBS Media. Not to beat a dead horse on the Olympics thing, but knowing that you weren't going to be there, does that add any extra motivation to the game tonight to maybe prove a point, or like you said, with the time coming ahead with an important stretch of games with Georgia being gone, what is your mindset with being kind of the young senior of the team at this point?
Yeah, it does give you motivation. I think for me, I feel like I've had a season that deserves to be there. I think if you want informed guys, I feel like I am in form right now, and I'm going to help a team win, but the coach has to make decisions, and you have to respect it. And there's only 18 players. If it was a normal tournament, with 23 or 26, I would have been on it. I think it hurt that much more that I was number 19. But ultimately, I think me and the club decided that it was best to not be an alternate and stay here as well. So I think I'm happy for that. I'm excited, and my mindset had to switch pretty quickly. It hurt the first couple of days finding out the news, but I think now my mind's focused on all the home games we have here, and with Georgie gone, like you said, there's somebody that needs to step up and create the chances, because he creates a lot for us. So if I can fill that role in the meantime, I think that's big. And for me, I love to score goals and get assists, and now I'm closer to goal.
Braden Nurse with the Denver Post. Part of that was the transition play tonight. Just what have you thought lately, especially tonight, of the transition play? Is this what it is at its best?
Yeah, there were so many moments there where we're going to go back and look at film and be like, we could have been a lot better here. We were one touch, maybe one pass away. I think there was sometimes when it's too easy, sometimes it's even harder, because you're like, am I really that free, or is he really that free? Sometimes you screw those up. But I think for us, we know we have a lot of players that are quality in transition. We feel like we can combine well. Chris Little always talks about speeding the game up. We feel like we can do quick speed ups and then get behind them. And I think we showed that at times tonight. And that's a lot of our goals came from moments like that.
Cole, I think we have to go back to Darren. I counted. I think it's 1,535 minutes, and you saw what it meant to him, the way he celebrated. I think the entire team was on the dog pile for him. How much is it relief? Is it joy? You're just hoping he can score another one. How have you guys tried to help him these 3 years he's been waiting for this?
Yeah, it's both, to be honest. I mean, there is a little bit of relief just because it has been a while, and we feel like there's been some moments that we thought he was going to score. He's gotten into great spaces, and he's had good chances, but you saw the way that the whole team reacted. I don't think I've ever seen the whole team knee slide into a corner and yell into the camera for a guy, and I think I heard even Armas ran down there and jumped on top of the pile. So I think it just shows how much we care for him. We've pushed him throughout training. There's been times where as a young guy, and I remember I was like this, your attitude gets a little bit frustrated, I would say, when the goals aren't coming and that's your main job. And I think he's done really well to stay true to himself, to continue working. He always wants extra reps after training and finishing, and we couldn't be happy for him. And I think you can see that in the team, and that's why a lot of us, I think, after the game, we went up to him, Mikey, Johnny, just because they deserve it. Those are the guys behind the scenes that maybe you guys haven't seen on the field as much this year, but we know that they deserve it, and they were waiting for their opportunity, and they've taken it.
Touching on Mikey, he's another player who had to step up, having to fill big shoes with Moise being with Canada at Copa America. What did you feel about his performance tonight, having to step into a big role like that?
Yeah, big time. He had a couple moments there where he tackles the guy along the sideline. That's his signature. When it happens in training, I always pull out of those. I'm like, no chance, because I know he's going to crack me. But you can see how much it means to him. He goes up to the crowd afterwards and he's loving it. And that's a guy that, if you guys don't know, very similar to Lawless in the sense of he just goes to work every single day and doesn't complain. He puts his head down, he works, and he stayed ready. And I think he's deserved his opportunity. I've always thought since he came back from Wolfsburg, I've seen that raw potential, and I've wanted to see him on the field, and now we got a chance to see him, and he did really well. And now I think it puts something in Chris's mind of, yeah, maybe I need to play him again, because I thought he had a really good performance.
Cole, kind of similar to Darren, we've seen Kevin, even when he's not goal dangerous, he does a lot of other good stuff to help the team. And he's been a catalyst for what the team's done on counterattacks at times this season. It hasn't necessarily led to him scoring or assisting, but it did tonight. What does this say about his ability to do that and the combination you guys are able to have up top?
Yeah, he's been huge for us in the defensive side. Like you said, I think that's kind of how he got himself into the team, is how well he was playing defensively and how much problems he was causing in behind. He wasn't necessarily getting on the stat sheet for a bit, but he was opening up things for other players. And tonight you see he's in the right position. I mean, for the first goal, Armas always talks about extra pass, and he's right there. It's easy for guys like me to be able to pick that out because he's in the right spot. And then on the second one, I think he's gotten a little bit more composure this year than he did last year. He slows down a little bit, even with how fast he is, and I think he's making better decisions with the ball. So, I mean, it was fairly easy. I don't know where St. Louis was on the second goal. Maybe we just had good play, but I think it was fairly easy for him to cut it back. But he did well. He slowed down and found the extra pass, and we finished it off.
Don Pablo Rapid Drink. Cole Bassett, as a soccer fan, which Euro semifinal are you looking forward to? And I'm sure you're going to watch them, right?
Yeah, of course. I think for me, being in the Netherlands for a year and kind of getting immersed in their culture, and I have 3 former teammates on the squad, I think that'll be interesting for me to watch. They haven't played as much, the 3 of them, but it's always good to see former teammates playing at a high level. So I'll be tuned into that one, but I think both matchups are high quality as well.